What I'm leading all of you to is that in order to become marketable, you have to understand who you are. Because if you're not marketable, you're not attracting clients, you're repelling them. How many of you, here's a good example. I speak in all kinds of places, right? All different kinds of conferences. And every once in a while, I will be teaching something. Sometimes it has nothing to do with this, and I'll just stop and say, can I give you all a business tip in the room? Stop running around like crazy telling everybody else what you do. That is needy. That is needy. Think about it. Think about just you for a moment. How would you feel if you had 5 people chasing you down the hallway, holding their business card out, trying to tell you about all the wonderful things that they could do? It gets old after a while. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear it. When we prepare people to go to an event being marketable, that's the last thing that they do. They don't do that at all. But see, you do that when you come from the place of, I have to get this. I have to get that because I've spent my last dime on being at this event and I've got to find somebody in that room that'll buy something that I've got. And there's some of you who are in the room are exactly in that place. And it's all about transformation. It's all about shifting it. Or when you hear somebody say, well, it just didn't work for me. Bullshit. Works for everybody. You slipped back into the place of you had to get something. Now, if you're coming from the place of not having to get, but actually being a benefit, that doesn't mean that you're running around telling everybody how much of a benefit you can be. Because that's coming from an emotional place of getting. What you really want is attention. And you don't want to do that either. You say, well, what do we do, David? I'm not going to tell you. It's a different event. No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to what it is that you do. But for now, let's look at this, right? We really have to begin to understand who we are. We really do. And we have to understand where our security is. So if you're sincerely saying, I really want security in my life, the only way to truly get it is to actually develop this, because until you do, your security is based on what other people do. My security is not based on what other people do. It's based on what I do. See? I'm not subject to anything else. It's all based on what I do. And that's where you want your security to be. And you want it to be in such a way where you can do it no matter what. I could take everything away from you today and you'd have it all back again tomorrow. Why? Because you understand the principle. If I went to your house and stole all the food out of the refrigerator, it might piss you off, but you'd go right back down to the grocery store and buy more, right? Wouldn't you like that for your bank account to be that way? Well, it can be. It's the same thing. You're just going to the universal grocery store. You go to the universal bank, right? But you have to start operating by those principles.